Hey, it is Dr. Kre. You know who I am. I am a board certified family medicine physician, and I'm in the state of Alabama, and I help people who are overwhelmed with the current healthcare situation through my direct primary care practice. We offer in-housing dispensing of medicines, direct access to me, your physician, whenever you want to, anytime you want to. But today, I'm so super compelled to talk about high blood pressure. Even though I know you're like, hey, Dr. Kre, that's something we've talked about over and over and over again. We know all about high blood pressure. And I really just got a little bit of high blood pressure. But do you know that high blood pressure can cause a world of problems? And in light of the recent death of John Singleton, I wanted to share with you guys a few points about high blood pressure. So high blood pressure, also known in the medical community as hypertension, okay? Hypertension. Everybody's talking about hypertension. It will legit kill you. I need you to know that. I need you to say that out loud. If I have high blood pressure, it's not cute. It will kill me, okay? Number one, did you know that with high blood pressure, you don't have to have any symptoms at all, and you can be walking around just like a walking time bomb, okay? High blood pressure, no symptoms at all. I have had people come in, their blood pressures are 160, 170, 180, over 100, and they're like, but I feel fine. I just had a pork sandwich, or I just had a whole bunch of bacon, but I feel fine. So just know that there does not have to be any particular symptoms whatsoever, and you still can have high blood pressure. So our number one is make sure that you know that high blood pressure is scary because you may not feel anything. So number two, another symptom that you can have from high blood pressure is actually a headache. So if you have this like nagging, throbbing headache, shooting headache, you eat your pork rinds, you eat your skins, you eat your sausage, you eat your bacon, and a little while later you're like, oh my goodness, my head is hurting. So if you're starting to be a person that has routine headaches, regular headaches, I recommend that you get a blood pressure cuff. Calibrate it with your physician. Make sure that you calibrate your blood pressure cuffs. What that means is to make sure that it's accurate. The ones that you use on your wrist are not so accurate. A lot of times because you have to hold them right here at your heart or hold them right here. If you're not holding them exactly right, then you can have inaccurate numbers. If you're going to get a cuff that comes right here, make sure it fits. So if you're overweight and you're using a small blood pressure cuff, 9 times out of 10, the reading is always going to be high. So make sure that your blood pressure cuff is actually calibrated by your physician, by the fire station. You actually can go to the fire station and get it calibrated. So make sure that you know that your blood pressure machine is reading like it should. So remember, number one, high blood pressure can be killing you and you not have a clue, because sometimes people with high blood pressure, uncontrolled high blood pressure, don't have any symptoms at all. How scary is that? To like be walking around here with high blood pressure and actually not be able to tell at all. Like, oh my gosh, it's very, very high. You need to be admitted to the hospital, but you don't have any symptoms. You don't have any symptoms at all. Number two, another symptom of a high blood pressure can be headache. Number three, it could be blurred vision. You can have changes in your vision. So high blood pressure can be no symptoms at all. It can be headaches. It can be blurred vision. It can be weakness. I've had people come in and they have weakness on one side, almost like they're having a stroke. You can have what's called like a hypertensive stroke. Your blood pressure jumps up so high, jumps up so fast. Oh my goodness. You know, that's crazy. That the numbers jump up so fast, jump up so quickly, and then you get your weakness. You get the weakness like you're actually having a stroke. So they will put you in the hospital for accelerated hypertension, or that is like too high blood pressure in street language. I'm going to get to all of y'all comments later on. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for joining this week's edition of Dr. Kre and Me. But I just need you to know that it is very, very, very serious, especially in African Americans. We're losing a lot of young people in their 40s, in their 50s, even in their 60s, from things that you're surprised that you actually have. So let's remember the symptoms. Symptoms can be nothing at all. Symptoms can be headaches. They can be blurred vision. They can be weakness, almost like stroke-like symptoms. So you're like, okay, Dr. Kre, I don't know what stroke-like symptoms are. So let's talk about stroke, because John Singleton had a huge, massive stroke, which ultimately caused his demise. Strokes can be identified as in facial droop. So the eye can droop over, the mouth can droop, the side, you can have weakness on one particular side. So if you're having all these symptoms on this side, then the stroke is on this side of your head. So the stroke affects this side of your brain, but it controls this part of your body. The person can have slurred speech, have problems finding their words. Strokes can cause you to, have confusion. You know what, you're driving out somewhere, you know that you should know where you are, but you don't really know where you are. You're like, I've been downtown Birmingham before. How come I don't know where I am? How come I don't know how to get back? Or whatever. So scarily enough, those are signs and symptoms of a stroke. You can have them to hold their hands out straight like this, and they'll droop. They'll droop. So, look at those things. If you have someone, family members, thanks for sharing, guys. Family members that's out there, and you're like, grandmama don't sound right on the phone. Don't just go with grandmama don't sound right on the phone. Check on your loved ones. And nowadays, you don't even have to be old to be having a stroke. Because he was only in his 50s, so that's not old to me. I'm closer to 40, so 50 don't sound that old anymore, right? So make sure, you're looking for, facial drooping. If they hold their tongue out, their tongue actually droops as well. Slurred speech, weakness. A lot of you guys heard me tell my story. My dad had a stroke in front of me a couple of years ago. He had a lot of nausea and vomiting. Dad has high blood pressure, diabetes for years now. And my mom called before day, and she said, your dad up here and he's just throwing up. I said, oh, he got acid reflux. Let me send some medicine upstairs. And she just called back an hour later. She was like, maybe not even an hour later, a few minutes later. And she was like, well, he's still kind of throwing up. So I make my way upstairs. He's sitting on the bathroom. And I was like, well, Dad, he's sitting on the toilet with his clothes on. And I was like, well, Dad, come on, try and get up. Well, he went to get up, and he couldn't even bear weight on one side of his body. My dad is not a little man, for you guys who don't know, Reverend Trimble. So I was like, okay, Dad, this is an emergency. Kind of did the test. He was weaker on one side, couldn't squeeze my hand hardly, and he's a strong man, played, wrestling and football all the days of, his youth. So it's so very weak. Luckily, my husband was there, my brother was there. They got him down the steps in the car. I forgot to call the ambulance, okay? I forgot to call the ambulance. We jumped in the car. I called the hospital on the way there. Said, hey, I think my dad's having a stroke. Sure enough, we got there in time for them to do the stroke protocol. And to this day, he has very little residual symptoms that if you don't know him, you can't pick up. So God is good in that I was able to pick up those signs. So that's why I'm trying to encourage you to know. Make sure you're looking for facial droop, for slurred speech, for weakness, drooping on one side and just favoring a whole nother side. And strokes can kill, but strokes are caused by high blood pressure. Can be caused by high blood pressure. That's one of the big things that can cause it. So make sure, let's review. I wanted to do a quick review again on what are some of the symptoms of high blood pressure. And if someone can, write them in the comments. Number one, you can have no symptoms whatsoever. Crazy, right? You like, it's killing all these people, but why don't I have any symptoms? Yeah, you can have no symptoms at all. I've seen it happen. You can have headaches. You can have blurred vision. You can have weakness. You can just feel very, 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 very bad. So, told you that it can cause a stroke. So what are some things that I can naturally do, Dr. Kre, to keep myself from having to be on blood pressure medicine? Just know that high blood pressure does run in families. So if your mom had high blood pressure, your dad had high blood pressure, you're at risk for having high blood pressure. Now we come against all those things, those generational curses and all that, but be smart, people. Go get your blood pressure checked. See your doctor. Please see your doctor, okay? See your doctor and make sure that, hey, is this family history stuff? Because you can be 100 pounds soaking wet and still have high blood pressure, okay? All right, so if you have family history, you're at risk for having high blood pressure. If you had high blood pressure during pregnancy, you're at risk for having high blood pressure down the line. If you had what's called preeclampsia while you were pregnant, you're at risk for having high blood pressure down the line. I did not have preeclampsia, but I had what's called postpartum hypertension. So as soon as I had her, I ended up having blood pressures 160s, 170s over whatever. I don't look like I'm supposed to have high blood pressure, but my dad has high blood pressure. My grandmother has high blood pressure. My aunts have high blood pressure. My uncles have high blood pressure. And there I am, and had this baby, and my blood pressure is through the roof. So be mindful. Know your family history. Talk to your families. A lot of times, especially in the Black community, nobody's talking about who was sick. Nobody was talking about why they died and why they was in the nursing home and balled up in a knot. Nobody's talking about any of that. Like, why? Get your family history so that you will know what you need to guard yourself from. There are some supplements out there. You can try omega-3. You can try magnesium. These are good things that help to lower your blood pressure. But you need to know what your blood pressure is consistently, because the definition of hypertension is having at least 2 readings that are high. So what's high, Dr. Kre? So the days of 120s over 80s, they're getting back to that being the baseline. But for real, if you're seeing 140s over 90s, get in there and see your doctor. Please get in there and see your doctor, because you need to have that check. 140s over 80s over 90s, you know, that can cause you to need, you actually can need your blood pressure medicine. High blood pressure can cause strokes. High blood pressure can cause heart attacks. It can cause erectile dysfunction, men. It can cause your body parts not to want to act like we would like them to act, because you don't want to take medicine and your things are broke down there. You like, it just don't want to work. Well, you've had high blood pressure for 25 years and you refuse to claim it. So be smart. Be smart, be smart, be smart. Get the help. So symptoms of high blood pressure may not be anything at all. It could be headache. It could be chest pain. It could be weakness. It could be blurred vision. Any of that actually could cause you to have, it could be signs that you're having high blood pressure. Numbers over 140s, numbers over 90s. Find a doctor. Find a doctor in your area. Get it checked out. Go get your physicals once a year at least. If you're going to buy a blood pressure cuff at home, be mindful that these that go around your wrist are not that really accurate, because you have to hold your hand a certain way. And if you're not holding them a certain way, you may not have any accurate readings. And also, if you're going to use the cuff that goes here, make sure you measure your arm and make sure you buy the right size. So high blood pressure is scary. Yes, you may have to have more than one medicine. Get you a good doctor that understands that certain races need certain kinds of medicines. It's certain medicines that if you're African American, I'm starting right over here on these. If you're Caucasian, I'm starting right over on these. Okay, so I have my go-to depending on how you look. If you're a man, I'm gonna stay away from these, because I don't want no problems from your wife or your lady friend talking about his body parts start working as soon as you put him on high blood pressure, as soon as you put him on lisinopril. If you're on lisinopril, men, if you're on benazepril, if you're on lisinopril, it will cause you to have problems with erections and maintaining them. So check your medicines, call your doctors, ask the questions. Remember the signs of a stroke. It'd be facial drooping, lip, mouth drooping, tongue drooping, weakness on one side, problems finding the words, sounding like they drunk but they don't drink, or sound like they drunk and it's 6 o'clock in the morning. Ask questions. They can't answer the questions that they should normally be able to answer. Yes, May is American Stroke Month, so this is good awareness. Sadly, we had to lose a brother, Mr. Singleton, out there, and then to get this awareness. So this is something that we need to be talking about on a regular basis. All right, so hopefully this has been helpful. Make sure that you know that your blood pressure could be high and you could feel perfectly fine. Do not be dismayed. Don't believe the hype. Because I don't have any symptoms that I cannot have high blood pressure. You can. You don't know unless you go get checked. So go get checked. Call your doctor. Get in there to see them. You can have headaches. You can have blurred vision. You can have weakness. You can have chest pain. All of that. You can have dizziness, lightheadedness. All of that could be from your blood pressure. So be mindful of that. I hope that this has been helpful. You know who I am. I'm Dr. Kre. I am your board certified family medicine physician, and I help people who just need help. My ministry is serving. I serve, but just doctor is my title in doing that serving. I do that through my direct primary care practice in Birmingham, Alabama. We dispense medicines out of the office. We help you find discounted labs. We help you find discounted imaging for a monthly fee. Our website is www.brownstonehealthcare.com. Again, that's brownstonehealthcare.com. I'll be back in 2 weeks, and we will review and talk about diabetes. Okay, it's about to be summertime. Y'all gonna be into that diabetic fruit, that fruit that's gonna make your sugars go up. So we'll talk about that, what fruits to stay away from, what fruits to hone in on. And I hope that you stay healthy, happy, whole. Check me out, www.brownstonehealthcare.com. Talk to you soon. Bye.